Hey, Akira! There's something funny going on. It's you, your face! Yeah! Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Matthew!
Dude, we need another review.
Yes, I've been expecting you. After 3 decades, Godzilla returns to his serious roots. Plenty of politics and bad sea lice puppets to go around. Here we are, the 1980s. We're in the Heisei era. Gone are the dark days of the 1970s, and no more Godzilla raids again.
Nope, we're in a whole new era.
Now we get to look forward to Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. And it all started here with Godzilla 1984, aka The Return of Godzilla. I think a lot of people, when it first arrived, it wasn't getting that much attention. Nowadays, you will hear some of YouTube's biggest Godzilla creators say that this movie is their favorite movie of all time.
So when we knock it and make fun of it, we're gonna get a lot of
Oh
hate.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's if we don't love this movie like to a T,
Yeah.
like we're kind of
Yeah.
Which of course leads us to the question: did we like Godzilla 1984?
Yes! I did! I put it in my top 5, in fact. Number 5.
I liked it. I think there's a lot of things that we can appreciate about it, especially in the post-Shin Godzilla world. There's so much going on here. You don't have the goofiness anymore. You have the more serious aspects that are brought in. A world that's actually being affected by a monster instead of just a monster appearing and there being no repercussions.
I like that there's multiple countries that get together and talk about Godzilla, but the American actors suck.
He's right!
He's right!
He's right.
And I feel like this movie really establishes, especially in the modern era, that there is literally no good Caucasian actors in existence. I think, I was thinking about
That's
this the other day.
the gist that we got out of
Is
this,
there
yeah.
any good white guy in Godzilla outside of maybe Nick Adams? I mean, even Nick Adams is a little bit like over the top. The acting of, Mr. He's Right is equivalent to the acting of the American guys in Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing has
So,
changed in
30
30
some
some
odd
odd
years.
years. And we get to see like Russian Will Ferrell commanding a sub. That was a cameo I was not expecting.
No, I didn't know he was in this one.
I mean, it looked like he time traveled. Because
Yeah.
that doesn't look like young Will Ferrell. That looks like
No, that
Will
is
Ferrell.
present day Will Ferrell
Yeah.
from 2017. Yeah. No, I did like how a bunch of countries come together to talk about the repercussions and what do we do about this problem? How does this problem affect us? It's not just Japan and how they're going to deal with Godzilla, or it's not just the folks that are stranded on Monster Island and how they're going to deal with Godzilla. It's what does this mean for the entire world? After having a decade or so of complete silliness, it's a nice breath of fresh air to have
Yeah.
something a little more serious in tone.
Exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with crazy, stupid movies like that.
No,
we obviously
everyone.
we love them, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have something different.
Titular star, Mr. Big G, Godzilla.
I like the new suit. Definitely more menacing. I like how they went back to the deeper roar.
Oh yeah, the roar.
Like that, yeah.
That roar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the best thing about this
That
movie.
roar, though. Great animatronics, like on the mouth too. When it rears back for a roar, that looked great. The lips, yeah. Oh, it's a lot better than.
Is that,
You know who that is.
is it the silver brown?
Yep. That's that silver browed. If you bleep that out, that'd be awesome.
I really do feel like we have to mention his first appearance.
The reveal, yes.
That is probably one of the best scenes in
Yeah.
this movie. Really done atmospherically, you know what I mean? And literally the first time you see him, not like a little glimpse here or there. I mean, it's the first time he shows up.
I feel like this movie did that a lot with different shots like that, where it really captured the serious tone really well.
Well, they were going back to that idea that Godzilla was an awe-inspiring being.
Yeah.
Low angles to really emphasize his weight, his presence. Because
That's the one where it goes like this, perhaps.
Yeah.
Here's a controversial question: which reveal do you like better, 54, 84?
84.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a big fan of the I know it's classic, but I'm not a big fan of the head over the hill and just roaring. The puppet.
You mean where it's just like...
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah. Believe it or not, the special effects were done by the same guy who did the special effects for Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see that he kind of upped his game
a little bit, yeah.
Just a tad.
Just a scotch.
Mm-hmm. Pretty damn consistent. Nothing that was... Well, yeah, there was something that wasn't too pretty. The sea louse, the sea lice, also known as Shaquilas.
They have names?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Shaquilas.
Oh god.
Point being, it was just a bad special effect in comparison to the animatronics of the G84 suit, in comparison to the miniatures.
Oh, the miniatures are fantastic.
In comparison to the battle scenes.
You know what I like about the miniatures too is, so in G54, he trumped over all of the buildings, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's 30 years later, buildings are now skyscrapers. Suddenly he's not the tallest thing there.
Yeah,
you know?
they increased his height in this movie by 30 meters.
Oh yeah?
Not mistake, I could be wrong. Battle scenes were pretty good. I enjoyed the jet fight scene in the water, for instance.
Yeah.
No giant monster fights. Like I said, this is a solo flick, but we do get the grand appearance of the Super X.
I kind of liked it. You know, it's pretty cool that they actually built a weapon to fight Godzilla.
So, were there any monsters previous to Godzilla? Is this why they built it?
They never really say.
Did they build this to counter Godzilla?
They never really say.
It's kind of like, hey, look, we got this flying fortress called the Super X that has cadmium missiles that can put out radioactive fires. So obviously they knew something.
They were planning for something.
And
I think that it's cool that they actually defeated Godzilla.
I was going to just bring that up. Is that the first piece of military hardware constructed by man?
I believe so.
Put Godzilla out of action, at least for a little bit.
I believe so.
Something that we decided from the very beginning was that we were never going to review the Americanized versions of the Japanese movies. We were just going to do straight up Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
But with this one, the Americanization of '84 was released as Godzilla '85. They got Raymond Burr back to reprise his role as Steve Martin, the reporter from Godzilla King of the Monsters. And they did some things in the '85 version that just vastly improved.
There was enough difference that we wanted to take a look at it.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up was the ending. I mean, the ending in '84. Do you want to describe how the Japanese version ends?
So they set off a series of bombs. Everyone's kind of watching as Godzilla slowly falls into this volcano. No one's cheering at all. They're all looking pretty
very
somber. Yeah,
it's very somber.
For a creature that just got done destroying the city, you'd think someone would be happy about this, but they you could see like the guilt.
Yeah, they feel bad.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
It's a great ending. And they give him like a sort of pained roar.
It's a little awkward.
It's a little bit awkward.
It sounds like it's like the old school Showa roar where they just,
yeah, it's a little bit higher pitch, and it's right as he starts to fall down, and then they kind of survey that he's not there anymore, and then it cuts to a pop song.
Godzilla is dead, he fell into a volcano. It's a gruesome.
I think it's good, but it could have been better. The American version, much better.
Gave Raymond Burr a monologue that fits the movie perfectly.
Oh yeah.
We can't talk about this ending without mentioning the roar that they did.
Yeah.
Which I found weird because the roar sounds like it would have come from the Japanese movie just because of how well it fit. And I don't know for certain, but it sounds like it was engineered specifically for the '85 release.
Yeah.
And it's just it's haunting.
It is very disturbing.
This howl that just kind of comes up from the depths of this volcano. You're just like, Jesus.
A rare occurrence in which the American version is better.
Yeah. But at the same time, the Japanese version does other things that are better than the American version. But the ending,
he's right.
I still don't think it's one of my favorites of all time. But certainly up there as being one of the most well-made Godzilla movies. This is a film. It's not just a monster movie with, hey, let's throw a couple guys in suits and have them fight.
Yeah, well put together is a good way to put it, I think.
From this point forward, it would be another 4 years until Japan would see a sequel to this movie. And the next movie is basically a direct sequel. It takes place literally minutes after this movie ends.
Interesting.
And back in 2014, the Japanese voted this over Godzilla 1954 as their favorite Godzilla movie of all time.
Whoa.
That movie being Godzilla vs. Biollante. Biollante? I don't know how you say it.
Rosebud.
So guys, with that said, for Godzilla's sake, keep watching Tokusatsu. For the good of mankind and yourselves, I'm Matt.
Brian.
Here to tell you that if a giant sea louse just happens to jump up on your lap, maybe you should pet it, name it Fred, give it a good home, because sea lice need love too.
He's right.
Godzilla is dead. He fell into a volcano. It's a